Welcome to the Ogles channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Now, today's a fairly special day. The Game Awards for 2019 got announced. Well, I'll take that back. The nominees for the Game Awards got announced today. The actual awards don't take place until the 12th of December. And within this, I looked through and my gosh, there's a ton of categories on here. There's a ton of games in each category. I think it's like 6 games per category. And there's a lot of games I've either never heard of or I've never played before. And you're going to watch this video where I talk about all the nominees. You're going to be like, my gosh, does Ogles even play games? Well, obviously I do play games. You watch the channel. But I don't get to play every single game that comes out. And so as we go through this, we're going to click on the nominees here. We're going to go through all the categories. There's a lot of categories. And so as we go through the categories, either I'm going to tell you who my personal winner is for that category, or I'm going to tell you, if I've never played any of them, what I think is going to win on that category. So as we look at this, we're going to start off with the big one, the big kahuna here. And of course, this is the actual game of the year. What was the best game for this year? And we have 6 games in the categories. We're going to take them one by one. The first one is something called Control. I've never heard of Control, so I'm not going to pick it. The second one is Death Stranding, and this game has gotten a lot of press. Some of it's been really positive on a very open-end world game, and you know, the successor or the same creator that the old Metal Gear Solid games is making this one. There's a lot of press on like how amazing it is, but there's also a lot of press that some people say it's sort of boring. And I have a tendency, if a game is sort of boring, I'm going to fall off pretty quick. And I've watched a lot of the gameplay of it, and I don't know if it's really my type of game. Resident Evil 2. I've not played the new one, but I played the original one way back in the day. I like that game. And so I'm not sure if I'm going to say it's game of the year, but I at least like the original. Now we're getting down to the ones that I played through and I absolutely love. And the first one is Sekiro, or Sekiro is how I say it. Shadows Die Twice. That's what we'll refer to it as, since, you know, Ogles has problems pronunciating things. We'll just say Shadows Die Twice and go with that. Now, Shadows Die Twice. This game I absolutely adored. This was pretty much, up until, you know, I'm looking at the category here, I would have said this was hands down my game of the year. I love the single player, which was the only part of the game. The single player mode, the story, the difficulty, the bosses, the gameplay itself is extremely well crafted. And I put hours into this game. I did all of the optional endings. I did all of the optional bosses. I loved this game. Fantastic game. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Obviously, if you watch the channel or you know me personally, I do love this game as well. The multiplayer is just unbelievable. The single player on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, not really a big fan of the World of Light, or, you know, playing the Smash version by myself. It's just not a lot of fun to me. But the online and then the multiplayer with friends or family, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is one of the best. Outer Worlds, didn't play. Heard good things about it. I know it's on it came out on the Switch as well, I believe. But regardless, didn't play it. So I'm going to boil it down to 3: Resident Evil 2, Shadows Die Twice, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And of those 3, Resident Evil gets knocked out immediately because I didn't actually play the game. So we're down to Shadows Die Twice and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And I know this is going to seem a shock to most people who know me, but I'm actually not going to pick Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I'm going to go with Shadows Die Twice. And the reason we're doing Shadows Die Twice is because with this game, I was engrossed completely, and I put hours and hours and hours into this game continuously, never growing tired of it. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, the multiplayer, fantastic, but the single player falls off a bit. So we're going to go with Shadows Die Twice for my actual game of the year for 2019. Now, once again, this is from their nominees. I'm going to be doing a game of the year for myself for all the games I played this year later on, closer to New Year's. But for these particular selections, definitely game of the year. All right, action game. Oh my gosh, we have 6 games here, and I played none of them. So let's take a look at them. Apex Legends, never played it. I actually heard that got sort of reviews, and it's made by EA, and we all have an opinion about EA. Astral Chain. This game here, it looked like a lot of fun. It looked like it was sort of a Dark Souls-ish playing style, action style, but obviously a different environment, different world. Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I'm not big on the Call of Duty games. I mean, they're mostly multiplayer, and when it comes to first-person shooters, I'm actually really bad at those games unless I have the old computer and the mouse set up, like with Half-Life and Counter-Strike. So Call of Duty, I'm not going to put it up there. Devil May Cry 5. I've always been told I would love this game series, but I've never played the game series. Gears 5, first-person shooter or third-person shooter, Probably wouldn't be very good at it. And Metro Exodus, I don't know that game at all. Excuse me. So when it comes down to it, which one am I going to choose? Since I've not played any, who do I think should be a winner? I'm going to go with Devil May Cry 5 because I've heard great things about the series, and it's the 5th one, and I just feel like voting for it. Action and adventure game, Borderlands 3. I played the second one. It was fine. I'm not as big a fan of the series as some people. Control, once again, a game I've never heard of, popping back up. Death Stranding, I don't think I'm going to pick that because like I've already expressed my feelings on it. Resident Evil 2, I've expressed my feelings on that. So we're down to Link's Awakening and Shadows Die Twice. Now, obviously, this is going to be where I'm having to choose. And I did love Link's Awakening. I thought they improved on the original in pretty much every single way. Wonderful game. But which one do I feel had the best action adventure in it? I put way more hours into Sekiro. And so, therefore, I'm definitely going to go with that for my action game of the year. All right, so let's keep on scrolling here. Art direction. Which one did I think looked the coolest? Art direction. Well, let's just start at the beginning again. Once again, I need to look up this game Control because it's in like all the categories. So it must have been something that I just truly missed out on. Death Stranding. It's realistic, but the art direction, it wasn't like a real creative style. Gris, that cover right there, the watercolors, it looks like a creative style. Oh my gosh, Sayonara. You can obviously correct me in the comment section on how to pronounce things. Shadows Die Twice. I love the game, but the art style is just very realistic looking. I wouldn't say it was a particular win over for art style. And Link's Awakening. There is one thing about this game that I will say that it just knocked the competition out, and that was art style. I love the art style of this game. It took the cutesy, but also the charminess of the original and upgraded it to be a whole new style. And I love the art style in Link's Awakening. So that is going to be my vote for art style game of the year. Audio design. Oh my gosh. I guess I'll just pick the only game I played. So obviously it looks like my game of the year is always going to fall to Shadows Die Twice, it looks like. But let's keep going. Community support. What does this even mean? Recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness. So this means a game that wasn't good, that they went through and corrected to try to make it good after everybody complained. So which game had the most complaints and people listened to and heard them out? And the answer to that is... Apex Legends, I don't like it yet. I'm not going to pick it. If I've not spoken about this on the channel, but I do not like the series Fortnite, so it will win no awards for me. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, I didn't hear anything about an outcry of fans to get anything done. Final Fantasy 14 and Destiny 2. Well, this is going to boil down to which game that I think I'd like the best. And since I play Cloud and Super Smash Brothers, Final Fantasy 14 it is, even though I know Cloud is not in that game. It's the same game series. Content Creator Word of the Year. Courage, Dr. Lupo, Ewok, Grefk, and Shroud. I don't understand why Okels is not on here. Obviously that should be the winner here. And I've never heard of any of these people. I've watched a fair number of YouTubers on here. I don't understand why I've never heard of any of these people. Oh, let's see. Well, Ewok, I'm not sure I care for that hat. Greg, did I say his name? I'm not a big fan of those red glasses. Shroud looks like he is getting ready to sing us a song. And so we're between Dr. Lupo and Courage. And I'm not a big fan of anyone who calls themselves a doctor who's not a doctor. I don't know. So we're going to go with Courage. Old Jack Dunlop. Look what a happy little fella he is if he wins my vote. All right, esports coach. My gosh, this is ridiculous. I don't even know what that means. The esports coach judged to be the most outstanding for performance and conduct in 2019. Oh, well, who looks like they'd be the best for conduct? He does not look like he'd be the best for conduct. He looks like he'd laugh at you. He looks like he'd be too judgmental. He looks like he's enjoying the game. This guy looks like he is observing from a distance. This guy looks like he's on crutches and that, sort of like. And so... Oh, let's see. I'm going to close my eyes, and this is how we're going to choose this category. I'm going to run it across, and there we go. And it's closest to Kane. All right, Team Liquid LOL. You just received my vote for esports coach. Esports event. Oh my gosh. Like, I don't even know what some of this stuff means. I'm not big on League of Legends, I don't think, since I've never played it. International looks like just sort of a normal thing. Fortnite I'm not going to vote for. Evo, that looks like a traditional fighting game thing. There we go. You have received my vote. All right, esports game of the year. There are a lot of esports categories on here. Like, I'm not sure that's normal. All right. Counter-Strike Global Offensive, Dota, DOTA 2, Fortnite, League of Legends, and Overwatch. Well, I have played Overwatch on the PlayStation 4 way back a while back, actually a few years back. Not going to vote for Fortnite. Counter-Strike, I used to play it all the time, and so Counter-Strike is, of course, the vote. I earned something. Thanks for casting your vote. You earned a badge. All right. Well, that's nice. I'm glad I earned the badge. Thank you so much for your encouragement. Esports host. Okay, another esports category. Let's see. Are there more to choose from? No, this is it. All right. So, what is my voting on? The best host or commentator of esports events, both in venue and or broadcast of 2019, irrespective of game or language. So, we got somebody who does jokes. We have someone who's called the Machine, Red Eye, Golden Boy, or Candace. Well, I like the game GoldenEye, and he has a funny look on his face. So Alex Golden Boy is going to be our voter. I am essentially voting now, not on games anymore. Like, how is this game awards of the years? These are not games. These are simply people who either play the game, who announce the games. I don't know about all this. So what is this? Esports player. Esports player judged to be the most outstanding for performance and conduct. Okay, so who? Well, first off, if he is yelling at the screen like that, I do not think he's going to win for conduct. He's very concentrated. He is, of course, smiling. He's concentrated. So conduct. Oh man, he plays Fortnite. He just got himself knocked out of the running. All right, so I was going to vote for Bugs. But, joke's on you. I'm not going to vote for you. Faker, I might vote for him. I'm just kidding. I'm faking him out. Anyway, Sinatra. You know what? I like Frank Sinatra, and it's coming up Christmas time. And he does a fantastic job of Christmas songs. So, Sinatra, you won that category. In your last name, it looked like it could be Wand, which is close to one. All right, esports team. Let's see here. Well, who looks happiest to win? They look pretty happy. It looks like that's not a team. That's one person. That's two people. Oh, we're going to go with these fellas. There we go. And look at that. Play Counter-Strike. And I like Counter-Strike. So, family game. Best family game for the year. So which one of these is most likely to be enjoyed by a family? Luigi's Mansion, I haven't played it yet. I do plan to play that game, but the old ones I've played, and I really enjoyed especially the first one. Ring Fit Adventure, that's a great game to get into shape. I'm not really sure much you'd play it with friends and families, but I haven't played through it, so maybe you would. Super Mario Maker 2, you could definitely play through that with family. Co-op mode, you can make stuff together. I think that'd be a great family game. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, I think that could tear families apart instead of bringing them together. And Yoshi's Crafted World, I believe that is a one-player game. And so I am not going to choose a one-player game for the game of the year when it comes to that. So Super Mario Maker 2, congratulations, you are the family game of the year. Fighting game. I don't even need to read all of them. We're going to go Super Smash Brothers. There we go. Keep it going. Fresh and indie. Best indie game of the year. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, come on. Like, I don't understand. Like, where is Gato Roboto? Clearly, Gato Roboto, a cat game based on Metroid, should be indie game of the year. Oh, well. Or even the, where's that? The Impossible Lair. Like that right there. That was, I guess that's not indie game. I'll tell you about it. That could not be game of the year. Well, so we're going to choose between games I haven't played. Now that looks like for the Untitled Goose game. That got great reviews, and I enjoy being a goose, I guess. So I think that'd be a fun game. Slay the Spire. That's a cool looking little, I don't know, picture there. I like that. So which one's going to be my indie game of the year? I'm going to go with Slay the Spire because I like the way that picture looks. And of the games, that's the one I might actually look up later and check. Game Direction. Award for the outstanding creative direction of the game. We've talked about all these already, and we know my preferences, so there we go. Shadows Die Twice. Games for Impact. Thought-provoking game of pro-social meaning or message. So which of these had the best social meaning? Well, if we're looking at it, it took Life is Strange 2 games to get their message across, so I think they're out of the running. Sea of Solitude. I mean, my gosh, if you're going to have a positive message, you're going to be by yourself. A solitude? I think you'd want to have a friend. Gris, that looks fine. Concrete Genie. I don't know anything about that game, but Kind Words. I mean, my gosh, how could Kind Words not be games for impact? It's always nice to have impactful game, and I'm glad that Pop Cannibal has some kind words for us. There we go. Independent game. Should this be something as indie game of the year? I'm not sure. Oh, that looks a little too. That looks like a game I'd review on the cheap games. It wouldn't go very far. Disco. No. Katana Zero. I've heard good things about that game. I liked the style. Or Goose. Katana Zero or Goose Game. I'm going to go Goose Game because I think it looks like it'd be fun. Mobile game. Oh, yes, the worthless category. So as we look at it, we have multiple games that I did not play and multiple games I will not play. I will not vote for Call of Duty. Grindstone. That's pretty cartoonish, horrifying muscle man there. Sayonara Space. Maybe that's how you say it once again. I don't know. Sky, Children of Light. I've heard of Children of Light. It's got great reviews. But I've not played it. And What the Golf? That game looks stupid. All right, we're going to go with Grindstone because he looks like he belongs in He-Man. Oh my gosh, I just won the marathon badge because I have voted in 20 categories. They must know no one's going to vote on this, so they just keep pushing more badges out to try to keep you involved. Multiplayer game. Oh my. Why would Super Smash Bros. Not be in this category? That is the only multiplayer game I've played like a ton this year. But I did play a lot of Tetris 99, even though I know that was nowhere near as hard work was put into that game by the creators. I like it. Narrative. Which one's got the best story? Plague Tale. Well, that one looks like it'd have a good story. I'm going to vote for Plague Tale because I like stories that have a little bit of just a tinge of sadness. Ongoing game. What does this mean? Award for a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player's experience over time. Well, I've heard good things about Final Fantasy XIV. Always putting extra stuff in there. Performance. Award to an individual for voice over acting, motion, and or performance capture. Once again, people I've never heard of. Any games I've heard of? Yeah, I've heard of most of the games. But, let's see. Oh, his name is Matthew. My first name is Matthew. There we go. Role-playing game. Now, which of these role-playing games is most likely to draw me on myself hit? Now, the only one I've actually played any was Monster Hunter. I've not played the expansion, but I did like it. And, of course, I'd like the pet cat that you get to have. Or pet advisor. Sound and music. Oh, my gosh. Cages of Hyrule. That was a whole musical game. Fantastic game. I don't ever talk about it on this channel, but I actually really like that game a lot. Sports and racing game. Oh, I'm not going to vote for real sports. Crash Team Racing. I didn't play the remake, but I played the original, and it was great. Strategy game. Age of Wonders. I know 1800, Fire Emblem, Total War, Tropico 6, and Wargroove. I didn't play Wargroove. I thought about downloading it, but I didn't, so I guess it gets knocked out. Tropico, I did download one of those. I did not like it. Total War 3 Kingdoms. I've not played Total War since Total War, I think it was like, it was the medieval one, whichever one that was called. And I actually liked that one quite a bit. Fire Emblem, I have tried those games. I can't get into them. I know 1800. 1800 is not really my favorite year, so I'm not going to pick that. And Age of Wonders Planetfall. That looks like a futuristic type game. We're going to go with Total War 3 Kingdoms. I like that one. All right, VR augmented reality game. Of these, I only played one of them, and that was Beat Saber, and it was wonderful. So, I just earned a badge. I am the vote master. Wow. So that just means I cast all the votes. I think that's exactly what it said. So I have voted on every single category for the year. Let me roll it back up to the top. For the 2019 Game Awards, we'll see when the actual awards come out. I'm going to do a little comparison video. If I won every category or if I lost every category, I guess it really doesn't matter in the whole scheme of things. They're going to choose who they want. I'd like to know, do I align with my hypothetical voting systems and, interesting categories? Who knows? But regardless, those are the 2019 game nominees for the year for the Game Awards. If you enjoyed the channel, be sure to like and subscribe. And as always, go out there and find you a great game, whether it's one of these games or another game, and just have a great rest of the day.